Tonight, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's a special New Year's Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports. On Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and their Southern California rivals, the Los Angeles Chargers. Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. On first down, they'll start out with Akers. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll run on first down with Akers. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And with the playoffs ahead, this is how you build momentum, because they pitched a shutout last week, and I don't care who you're playing. That's not easy to do at this level, and they're playing their best football at the right time of year. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. Oh, look at the juke. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Steps away. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And picked up by the Chargers. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. Now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert. Running on first down, Eckler down to the 42, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 16, Herbert. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. A 33-yarder from the left hash. McPherson's kick is good, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points up.
Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. So a mistake there the first time that they touched the football. And now CD on the other side. What an opportunity.
A great opportunity because, remember, they went right down the field on the opening drive and got 3. And I think they're probably a little disappointed in just getting the 3 on the board. But here they have another opportunity to try and go up 10-0.
Eckler now between the tackles. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 29, 2 short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaching.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Joey Bosa in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Third and long, it's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 46. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker Kyle Van Noy. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Up the middle with Eckler. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second and 6 from the 10. They'll try the air now with Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler with career touchdown number 75, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On first down at Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On second and very short, Stafford, Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert steps away to his left. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where you see the final score there. Dak Prescott, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head over to Hotlanta to check out the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Marcus Mariota leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And then finally, Monday Night Football.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Charger drive about to get going. On first down, Justin Herbert. A little short pass. This is Everett. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Now a second down and 6. On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On first and 10, Herbert. Flush to his right. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with career touchdown number 60 as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McPherson now for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Once more, here's Eckler. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. Eckler, they run left side. And they get to him quickly here as he stops right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Dillon up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Eckler trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game. and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Rams ready to go on offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. That's complete to his tight end Higbee. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Again, it's Stafford. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. Touchdown, L.A. Van Jefferson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
He's got a man. Complete. And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 59 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Up the middle, Murray. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Herbert. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Stafford. He'll get this one complete. And oh, he coughed it up. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an... And now, before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Throwing again on second down. Stafford throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. 4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10. Throwing is Stafford. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Gay is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Chargers. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Herbert off of play action. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He'll buy some time right. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Play action. It's Herbert. Out to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert rolling to his right. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Rams come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Chargers,
they continue their winning ways as they run their mark to 15.